I said Elon's not going to buy Twitter. It's a dumb move. It didn't make no business sense.
How much was the purchase of
$44 billion cash.
Okay.
Cash.
His ego is like, it's a double-edged sword. It's the gift and the curse. The ego got him to where he is.
Confidence.
The confidence. Yeah, exactly. Can he run Twitter? I think the blue check was a Louis Vuitton, and now it's a Michael Kors.
Well, hold on now.
If I can just go
it still is a Louis Vuitton on the other platforms.
On the other platforms, not on Twitter.
So now Twitter became TJ Maxx.
Yeah, exactly.
And viral is a blue check. So it's the same thing. We all getting the same dopamine from different things.
That's the only one I'm not verified on.
But them other platforms ain't your Instagram, your joint. So let's just see what that flip look like in 5 years and what this 44 could possibly be in 5 years, especially if they turn it around.
What would you do if you won $2 billion?
I won $2 billion.
Ain't nobody gonna know that I hit the joint. Y'all gonna be like, where I'll go? Y'all gonna be looking for me. Y'all gonna be looking on for me in departmentofcorrections.com. They're gonna be like, everybody locked up or something.
Exactly. I'm disappearing.
Yeah.
I'm disappearing. Me and the fan, we disappearing.
Oh, look, we get the Jay-Z's, we get the Oprahs, we get the Tyler Perry's, we get all of it. Check it. Y'all just gotta listen to me real quick.
I'm hearing you out.
Go in a room, go in there and talk about nothing, but don't let nobody in. When y'all come out, they're gonna be right there with the cameras and all that. And guess what they're gonna say?
What y'all talk about?
What y'all talk about. And all you gotta do is say nothing. I guarantee you they'd be scared as hell. You hear me? Dude,
hey, listen, check this out. Check this out. Elon. So I'm gonna put this out there. The moment that the Twitter news came out, we didn't even have this podcast then. I said Elon's not going to buy Twitter. It's a dumb move. It didn't make no business sense. I felt like he was too smart for that. And then the court proceeding came on, and I knew he couldn't back out of that one. That was about to get ugly.
Right.
So he went ahead and just closed his mouth and went ahead and bought it. I think I know some of it he leveraged his Tesla stock. So let me put some context behind money, right?
I don't want to feel like a margin loan or something.
Yeah, so it's a margin loan, right? So let's talk about that. So Elon's worth, he's one of the richest men in the world, right? And he's worth X. Your net worth is essentially what you own versus what you owe.
All your assets minus your liabilities.
Yeah, all your assets minus your liabilities. Yep. So his assets are in Tesla stock. So he's not liquid. So if you had to guess his liquid, what do you think it is?
Normally it's 10% of whatever your net worth is.
He wasn't liquid that much.
You don't think so?
How much is Elon worth?
We can find out.
240 billion.
So he had no 24 billion sitting on the side.
He might have, man.
No, he didn't.
He might have. So he can go buy something.
He didn't. Okay. He didn't. Okay. Because, and I'll tell you why. It's because he went in and pulled out, I forgot how much it was, pulled out. When we say pull out, essentially what happens is you can do a margin call. Is that you know more about this?
You can do a margin loan.
A margin loan.
You don't want a call.
Not a call. Sorry, wrong.
You want a loan.
Erase that, what I just said.
You want a margin loan.
A margin loan, essentially, they'll give you a certain percentage of the stock value that you want to take out. So let's just say you have $100 worth of stock. They will give you 70% of that.
It's about 75%.
75% of the stock present value.
Yep.
As a loan. So here's the crazy thing about it, how rich stay rich and how the wealthy stay wealthy. The money that they're getting, right? So they have this phantom wealth in this publicly traded company, right? $244 billion, right? He's able to take money out up to 75% of what he owns in that stock.
He can borrow against that stock, 75%.
He's to borrow against that stock at a very, very reasonable interest rate.
Yep.
And he doesn't have to pay any taxes on the money he receives from that loan because he never sold his position in the stock.
Correct. And then you can take that money and go buy whatever you want to buy. You can buy more stock with that money.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can double on your stock. So it's just crazy. Obviously, the wealthy people write the rules, and that's just a thing. But so he went and he did some of that. He actually sold some of his stock as well too. And then other billionaire friends that he had started pitching in. One was I think at one point one was a Saudi prince who was actually already a large stakeholder in Twitter to begin with.
Wow.
So when he cashed him out, he probably just put some money back in.
Right.
Because, you know, so hearing, I didn't verify myself. I'm going to tell you who told us. The producer told us that he was paying about $1 billion. He He owes about $1 billion worth of interest payments a year.
Right.
So how do you fix that?
Let me ask you. How much was the purchase of
$44 billion cash.
Okay.
Cash.
Okay. So 10% of that, and this is how my simple mind works. 10% of that is 4.4 billion. Mm-hmm. So that 1% of that is what, 44 million? Is that
400.
right? 444
million.
All right. So yeah, so just at 1% interest. So if he has a 2% interest on his margin loan, he got
$1 billion.
Yeah, he got $1 billion. He's close to $1 billion.
Well, he wasn't able to pull all of that money out from his margin loan. It came from equity, private
places,
different places, which is going to be even higher.
Is he the sole owner of Twitter?
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
With a backing. I'm pretty sure he created this entity because now he has investors, and that investor money is going to be more expensive than the 2% from your call. So it doesn't sound unreasonable to pay $1 billion. So how do you pay $1 billion from a company that I think is not profitable yet? First thing he did, they have 7,500 staff.
Yeah.
He cuts them in half. Boom, fired.
Yeah, that's
he came in on Monday, they were gone Friday. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can save money the fastest with payroll.
Yeah.
By reducing that. Yeah.
Gave them 3-month severance package, right? Cut them loose. Now he says, all right, how can I monetize the active users? All right, everybody wants a blue check. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have a blue check currently, you can buy one for $8 a month. So let's just do the math on that. I don't know how many active users are on Twitter.
Billion.
I like having a producer. I can just pull these stats out.
I know, man.
How many active users are on Twitter? Because this is going to give us like an inception of maybe possibility of what would happen.
So it's 238 million.
So 30% of 238 million. Right, I'm just giving 30. Let's just say 30% of the people adopt that.
Hold on, I want to give you another number though, if my math is correct. So you said he laid off 11,000 people?
No, he laid off 3,500. About Meta laid off 30. Facebook laid off.
Facebook laid off 11,000.
Yeah,
he laid off 3,500.
Mm-hmm.
So just that we're going to say they made $100,000 a year. He just saved $350 million.
Yeah,
with that one move.
Easy, and including benefits. So if 30% of active users on Twitter purchase this $8 a month joint, that leads to, 71 million people. That leads to $571 million a month in income. A month, if 30%. So if he's able to get the 30% of the active users, he's going to generate over $500 million a month in payments. I don't know if people are going to do it because personally, a blue check is something you can't buy. It's something that they decide to give you. It's like the American Express Platinum card, the black card.
Yeah, it's a black card, yeah.
You get invited. You can't call up and apply.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so I don't know if everybody will adopt to it. People that can't get verified anywhere else may do it.
So is it for people who already like have it and then now they have to actually pay?
So if you have it, you don't own anything.
Oh, okay.
Right. So if you have it, underneath says this person was verified because of stature, media, blah, 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 blah. But then if you paid for it, it says this person is verified because of their they're part of the Blue Bird program or something, whatever it's called.
What's the value of I always go back to value. What's the value of having a blue check?
It's simple. You could never have it before, and now somebody's offering it to you for $8 a month.
No, I think he might be saying in general.
Like in general, what's the value of
being verified on any social platform means that it usually comes with some type of status. Like, oh my God, somebody with a blue check followed me. You know what I mean? Because that is usually a celebrity, somebody notoriety.
I think, first is if you're somebody who is a celebrity of notoriety, you want to make sure that nobody's impersonating.
That's the whole thing. Yeah, correct.
From the rip, you know what I mean?
So that's gone now. Because I can put up a Lynch Hunt / Max Maxwell account and go pay $8.
Somebody already did that.
Oh, they did?
They did that with a fake LeBron James account.
They do it all the time. Well, a lot of times people.
Anna Elon. Well, no, she that was a comedian.
They were saying that you gotta have parody in it.
Yeah, you got to put parody in your. They those hackers they get you. They'll take your whole joint.
But do you think that's a smart move? He's got to create money. He cut the staff in half. But here's another thing that was interesting to me that I saw. He brought over, I think, 10 or 11 engineers from Tesla. That scares me as a stockholder. Well, the moment they talked about him buying it, I sold anything that I had in Tesla. But that that idea of him now taking the bright minds who probably don't know anything about the social platforms over from Tesla to Twitter makes me like, you know when Adrian said, keep the main thing the main thing?
Yeah.
My man is not, he's not doing that right now.
Yeah. That's interesting though. But I'm still on this blue check thing, like, because you asked the question, was that a good idea? It's a good idea if a bunch of people go pay for it, but I'm wondering how long will they pay for it? If it's a subscription service, they'll probably pay for it forever, because I'm paying for subscription services that I had not intended on paying for this long. But
and that you don't use.
I don't use. Yeah. So it's a good idea in terms of the fact that people are paying them for it, but yeah, I don't get the blue check. I do get it.
What's the name of the book? Well, it's all about association. It's all about attention. Once you get around
significance, like you got a blue check, you're significant on social media
without question. And then people want to be around people or associated with people that. Just think about it. When have you ever had somebody with a blue check start following you?
Never.
I follow you, bro.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Give me some. My bad.
And have you ever had?
I got one.
When somebody like Max comments on your post, they automatically share it. They're automatically going to reshare it. So somebody might have. So let's say Max puts up a post, and people do this with me all the time. Max puts up a post. So now I takes Max post and put it in a story. All right, because I thought it was cool. Then Max just shows me love by putting my thing that I put him in the story. Then guess what I do? I do it again because Max put it in the story.
Gotcha.
Because Max is official.
But I think the blue check was a Louis Vuitton. And now it's a Michael Kors.
Well, hold on now.
It
still is a Louis Vuitton on the other platforms.
On the other platforms, not on Twitter.
So now Twitter became TJ Maxx.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you just buy the joint. Like,
they buying them on other platforms too.
Yeah, but I do know that people have went to friends in Meta and paid for them $10,000-$15,000. But who's gonna do that? Yeah, that's how important it is to some people.
Yeah,
wow. I was gonna be damned if I paid for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the nature of anything. Like it's the proximity to the power is intoxicating to the people.
Do you think? I mean, listen, there we go. I run multiple businesses at the same time. Like I have several businesses going at the same time. Do you think Elon can do the same thing that he is? I own several businesses at the same time. I felt like I think you were bothered by that.
No, I'm good, man.
But anyways,
I promise you, I'm 100% good with that.
Do you think he can? Do you think he should do that because he's the head of a publicly traded company?
Well, he does now. He does with Tesla and SpaceX. So his schedule now is he spends 2 or 3 days at Tesla, and then he hops on a plane and he spends the rest of the week at SpaceX.
Yeah.
So that's what he's doing.
So
now.
What is he going to split the time in half again and spend it?
Probably.
I see him now. He just tweaks the storm because now it's his baby and he's angry texting.
Right. Yeah. I think he'll have to do that. But so here's the thing about certain entrepreneurs. Like his ego is like, it's a double-edged sword. It's the gift and the curse. The ego got him to where he is. The confidence. Yeah. Exactly. But can he run Twitter, which is a total different animal from Tesla or SpaceX, right? So will he, put someone in place that has much better, experience, style, and that can actually run Twitter better than him? Will that happen, right? Will he let his ego die down and say, yo, let's go get whoever to run Twitter?
You got a Twitter account?
Yeah, I got Twitter. Yep,
yeah,
I got Twitter.
You use I
don't use it.
I don't use it that much, but I'm trying to consciously, actually, post and be on there and do my thing.
Yeah, I don't use it at all.
It's for me. I need to be on there because a lot of the sports demographic is there, and you see me talking to teams and things like that. So I literally need to be on there. So,
that's true.
Yeah,
he might,
but I do pay a subscription for. I think it's called Twitter Blue or something like that. It's just like you do more. You're able to do more on the platform.
That's high class, man. That's fancy. I didn't know there was such a thing called Twitter Blue.
Yeah, it's just like you can.
You just started doing social media like 3 months ago.
Yeah,
Facts. That's what I'm being honest. I ain't know nothing about no Twitter Blue.
Yeah, you can like edit your tweets.
You still had a BlackBerry
like
until
that.
we started this podcast.
Probably, yeah. with the stylus. I had extra stylus.
I'll be showing them stuff.
I had extra stylus.
I'll be like, oh man, that's
swear.
dope.
But he sold his tech company.
Yeah. So when it comes to Twitter, right? When it comes to Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, do y'all think there can ever be another version of that? Or do they, is it the, you got the law of the first, like
I say
pets
no.
will never
I
catch
say
scope?
no, but then here comes TikTok.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something.
The
You see how
problem-
TikTok just popped up?
Yeah, crazy. I know it. I
Change
think
the game.
TikTok had different variations. It was one called. It was a music app, Musically. It was an app called Musically at first, and then it transitioned. But the thing is, I say no, but I say yes. The reason why I say no is because Steve Jobs had a famous saying that he would say to people when he was trying to buy their company. I forgot who he was sitting with, and he said, you guys built a great thing. It's awesome. Would like to buy you. And then the guy says, well, we're not ready to sell. We don't want to sell. He says, well, that's unfortunate. You actually don't have a product. You have a feature. And I hate to compete against you. And he would walk out the room. So what happens is now these days you see most of these big companies, just the moment you come up with something new, they just add it as a feature.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's still, one is Louis Vuitton and one is a knockoff. So you got to think, you got reels, you got shorts, and you got all this stuff, and everybody's adding these things as features.
Because they're trying to
because
compete
they're trying
with who?
with TikTok.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But TikTok just took off.
But TikTok is now the Louis Vuitton, and everybody else is trying to catch up and keep up. So because of those features,
It's working.
well, it works for people who want to stay on that platform, who love that platform. If you love Instagram, you stand on Instagram.
You know what I think that made TikTok even competable was that the algorithm that they created allowed anybody to go viral.
Yeah.
And so
That's the dope part.
that chance of a gamble
Yeah.
was on the back of everybody's brain when they posted content.
Exactly.
That this next one could be
Right.
the
And
hit.
viral is a blue check. So it's the same thing. We all getting the same
That's the only
dopamine from
one I don't
different
have.
things.
That's the only one I'm not verified on.
Right. But them other platforms ain't your Instagram, your joint.
I'm
you
almost
mess
at 1
with
million on TikTok.
I know, but
Yeah, you're right.
You're
100% right.
you married to
I-
Instagram, to IG.
Yeah.
Like literally, you're gonna spend most of your time on there. You're gonna make sure the content is super dope. It go on there damn near
I just
first.
personally like the platform the most.
That's what I'm saying. So that's your main joint. The other ones you gonna cheat over here with them because you rock
I don't
with that
cheat. I'm a
joint.
faithful guy.
Yeah, I mean I can dig that when it comes to
black men
May.
don't cheat.
No
Don't
disrespect.
put that over
Black
Ricky
men
Bobby.
don't cheat.
Disrespect to May.
Black men don't cheat. So real quick, are we looking at the whole Elon play? Are we just looking at it from a shallow perspective? I mean, because there's tons of data for all of those users, so it could be just a data play that he has something planned to, I don't know, market,
Listen, I'm
sell
sure
Teslas
I'm sure it's 7 levels deep, right? I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But $44 billion is a lot of money to pay for that crap
data.
app. That's a lot of $44 billion. You can go. So there's ego involved with I own Twitter. That's why you spend $44 billion. That's why
Right.
you make an offer via Twitter. Like, come on.
Right.
When you make an offer with no due diligence.
Right.
How much is Meta worth?
Well, it's going to go by its public. Yeah. So what he did is it was worth, let's just say like 40 billion. And he was like, I'll overpay and I'll pay 44 billion.
Yeah.
And he said it, I'll overpay for the app. And he hated that.
245 billion.
240. So the change that Meta's worth is what Twitter's worth.
Right.
The change. Just keep the change.
get
Man.
it.
Just give me my $2. Give me my $2.
What I'm saying is let's just say, do me a favor real quick. Look up 5 years ago how much was Meta, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff worth. And
Because
you do property. You got a joint that you went and checked out couple weeks ago you made a video and you was like, yo, this joint in 2 years did this, that, and the third, and I never been there. This is my first time even, like, you know what I mean? So 5 years, what that make you, and you ain't even really ever even did nothing with it. So let's just see what that flip look like in 5 years and what this 44 could possibly be in 5 years, especially if they turn it around.
In 2017, Facebook 434, Snapchat 18.
For what?
In 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook was what, 400 billion?
434 billion.
Yeah, he lost a lot of net worth over the last this year.
So Snapchat 18 billion. Says Pinterest 11 billion. Twitter 13 billion. LinkedIn 26 billion.
So if they've lost 200 billion in the last 5 years, like how is that even still open?
It's on paper.
Yeah, it's just value, perceived value versus like the
It's on
stock.
paper.
Because it's a publicly traded company. So their value is based upon what people are paying for it at the time. And 2 years ago, stocks was jumping
Yeah, it's on paper.
compared to right now. Ain't that right, Rod? Stocks
Yes,
were
sir.
jumping 2 years ago compared to right now.
We gonna have to talk him out of tree in a second.
Cooking.
If you keep going.
Yeah, I just pulled that up. I was going to show y'all what that damage looked like. Today was an incredible day, though. We're
Yeah,
up
it did. It
1,000.
bounced back.
We're up 1,000 points today, so that
Today
day was
bounced back.
incredible.
So you on 10.
Today bounced back.
So you on 10 today.
Yeah, I'm on 10
You
today.
on 10
I'm,
today.
Keep going, bro.
I'm on 10
No,
today.
keep going, keep going.
Why y'all be wanting to make it all nice? And
Yeah, we
going,
good.
bro.
We here. We in the
house.
shop. We in the barber shop.
Yeah.
Don't edit it.
We straight.
I mean, not like y'all was gonna watch the whole thing and edit anyway.
Yeah.
Don't edit it.
Yeah. Y'all wasn't gonna write the timestamp down or nothing.
Yeah, but so let's bring like this conversation. Let's bring this conversation down to the thousandaire house instead of the billionaire house.
Well, don't matter. It's just go ahead.
Yeah, and I was having this conversation with my man Marlo this morning, and we were just talking about like, so what should people be focused on right now? And I just believe it should be like accumulating assets. And really, that's what Elon did. His asset just happened to be worth $44 billion, right? So when you accumulate assets, you expect that asset to appreciate in value and or generate some kind of income for you. So I would say, it don't have to be, for most people, it can't be a $44 billion asset, but you got stocks, you got bonds, you got mutual funds, you have real estate, you have land, you have art, you have coins, but focus on, asset accumulation versus liability accumulation. So I just wanted to bring that down too, because that's really a good lesson. I mean, this dude went out and bought. It's not a bad day.
That's a great
overall, day. Hey,
That's that's today's gain. But look at this. Look where he's
look
coming
at the
from.
pain, though, dog. Look at the pain.
But it's good, man. It's when you gonna touch that money in what, 20 years?
I don't know. Who knows? I may need to touch it in the morning.
In the morning?
In the
Early
morning.
in the morning.
In the morning. I may need to. It just depends, man. Depends on how stuff goes.
Yo, check out this cool story I heard. Do you know where a lot of Jeff Bezos' wealth came from? This is a fascinating story.
Nah.
You would think it's
It was
Amazon,
not. It's
right?
not Amazon.
Check this out.
Wine or
So
something?
back when Google was popping up, doing a thing, mutual friends introduced him. They allowed him to invest $250,000 at the angel round, basically, right? That round, the money itself went bonkers, right? So it turned into like millions. And then when it went public, the stock 64x. 64x. And so when I did the math, I think it was, I could be wrong. I think it was $114 billion. I could be wrong. Or it could have been like 14 billion. I'm dyslexic and sometimes
Yeah.
This 250 is worth 3.1 today.
3.1 billion today.
Yes.
But what about on the inception of, never mind, that's hard to find. But his $250,000, let's just put this in perspective, my G.
Yeah.
His $250,000 turned into what? How much?
3 billion.
$3 billion.
Wow.
And it's been down since then, right?
From a competitor at that.
Yeah. So I think that was just an amazing story.
Yeah, and I mean, and you can find. I mean, so the the moral to that story for me is being active and being in proximity and taking risks, taking chances. Because he put in money. I mean, that was probably a lot of money to him at that time.
I don't
Right?
think so.
You don't think so? You think he was already wealthy?
I think he had millions.
1998.
In 98.
Before, was that Amazon days? That was post Amazon days?
That's pretty early.
What was his net worth in 98, bro? We're spitting facts. I like learning while I'm talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jeff Bezos' net worth. I think does his wife come from money?
His ex-wife? Yeah, she is money now.
Yeah, no, I
Super
mean
money.
She HBC'd up.
She is money now.
I think I seen her at a homecoming the other day. As much money she done gave to HBCUs.
She's like, I'm gonna give
1.6 98.
Okay, so he was worth 1.6
1.6 billion. Oh, gotcha.
So chill.
I
bro.
thought this
Chill
was
with this
I thought
holistic-
this was pre Bezos getting money days.
Nah,
So he already had loot.
he a Billy.
In 98.
Can we talk about some
I'm shutting up because y'all about to get canceled.
Man, you said you had a personal story you wanted to get to.
Yeah, man. Listen. Which camera? Which one? Pick your camera.
Straight ahead.
Listen. Get your personal
Affairs.
financial stuff in order before you die. I want to shout out Mikey. My cousin passed away this week, and so that's been tough. But a huge distraction from that tough is the family and how the family is tripping about taking care of the
expenses.
the burial expenses, not just the burial expenses, but just the funeral expenses, period. And he didn't have a will, right? Like a lot of black people. No life insurance like a lot of black people. And I definitely don't want to get on a life insurance kick because everybody and their brother is selling life insurance right now. Yeah. And they're selling life insurance wrong. So that could be a whole nother podcast. I was licensed. I was a licensed, insurance salesperson, all kinds of insurance, life, health, long-term care. And people, please be careful. People getting ripped off about starting their own family bank. And a part of it is true, but the other part that's not true, that can tear your quote unquote family bank down by using life insurance.
Infinity banking you talking about?
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. So
don't go Google that.
Right. So I'm just saying, man, make sure you have your estate planning in place, man. Make sure you got a will. Make sure you got trust.
Why don't we have even death insurance? Why don't we have wills? How hard is it to create a will?
It's very simple, very, very easy to create a will. You can create a will online. You can literally write in a notebook where you want your stuff to go, who you want to take care of your kids. Because when you die and you don't have this stuff written down,
it's up to the court now.
It's up to the court. The state
Probate.
determines where your stuff goes, who takes care of your kids. And they may say, kids are going to go to auntie, but you may not have wanted the kid to go to auntie.
So there is services online. I've seen them. I heard the ads before for like a few $100. They'll
Absolutely
do your entire, it might be a cheap one, but
Before you get into that, can I just say that the reason why people don't do it is because of the name of our podcast.
The Endgame.
We have the podcast because nobody thinks that far ahead. We're talking about starting and beginning with the end in mind.
they don't even think they have anything to have a reason to have a will.
Exactly. And that's what I wanted to draw out of y'all.
Yeah, that's
Somebody
good.
want that maximum.
That's good.
Who gonna get the maximum?
Who going to get the maximum?
And they got payments on it. They like,
But
I
I'm
don't
telling
want
you,
it.
more
I don't want it.
importantly, if you got kids under the age of 18, more importantly, who will be responsible for your children? And again, you may agree with the courts, but you may not. And all a will or a trust does is it controls your stuff when you're dead. And so please take the time to go do that this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Like places like what, or people like what, or now you.
I mean, you have estate attorneys, but then like Max said, I mean, you can just Google, a will might cost you $200 or less.
Drop some stuff in the comments for them to.
We'll find something.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want to endorse it because I've never personally used it.
Yeah.
I've used a state attorney.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've used stuff like Northwest Mutual and did my little 4 things.
Yeah.
Somebody will write it up for you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all different types of ways you could do it.
But just go get it done.
Get it done. Just get it done.
It saves your family so much time, heartache, and headache. Absolutely.
But we never think we're gonna die.
That
Yeah,
too.
without question.
That too.
But it's just beginning with the end in mind. It's just so. If you've been entrusted with being the one who has to do this stuff for somebody when they die, you really see how hard it is for people to have to deal with this stuff. And if you've been that person that has buried someone, you probably don't want anyone else to have to endure those things that Rod is frustrated about now. So that should right there make you want to go out and at least get yours done so that nobody else has to deal with the stuff that you've had to deal with when you die. Does that make sense?
100%.
So if my wife is still here when I'm gone, then I don't want my wife to have to deal with the stuff that I had to deal with when I buried my sister and my father. You understand
You
what I'm
want it
saying?
very clear so she don't got to argue with nobody.
Just make it happen, boom, 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 and she rich.
Done.
Like literally.
Yeah.
Like my wife gonna be like, yo, we had a great life, but man, that
He was
a
worth
good dude
more
'cause
dead
he
than
didn't
alive.
take- Word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like she gonna be happy after the funeral or whatever.
Yeah, they're
You
gonna
know
be
what I'm
sad.
saying?
They're gonna be sad for about a day.
second. Yeah.
about a day.
But when he gone, I'm gonna start laughing again. Like on some Devo stuff.
When that check
You know what I
come,
mean? Yeah, because we gonna do it right.
or checks, when those
So you
checks
get you a
comes.
few policies and make sure you be able to take care of it. But I understand how you feel, man. You know, I had to bury my pop, had to bury my sister, and there was a lot of stuff that went with that. But the good thing is, man, sometimes you want to leave instructions. Yo, look, just
That's how I want things done with my
yeah,
stuff.
word. Don't worry about buying a casket. You know what I mean? Just go ahead and
swear.
get the ashes and do whatever you want to do with them. If I don't, say sprinkle them in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Right.
Most you're gonna have to do is buy an urn. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got a couple fancy joints, and it's cool. You split me up if you want to. You know what I mean? You want some of these ashes?
Split me up.
Nah, I mean, y'all can take a little bit of ashes. And
Split me up.
y'all
Right,
want to pay
right.
for the
Get
funeral. Take some of these
Get the little joint that
ashes.
you wear
Put it in
around
the
the
necklace.
neck. Yeah, the
No,
necklace.
yeah, I got all that. I got a little necklace joint. I got a little urn joint. I got a little couple joints. I got, we did what we want.
Yeah.
That's dope stuff, man.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff, especially in black families, is tradition based.
Yeah.
It's like we gotta do this. We gotta serve the food that killed us at the repast.
Speed,
You know what I'm
speed
saying?
everybody
Huh?
speed everybody shit up. In
Yeah,
this room.
right. We gotta
got
do
the collard
that.
greens.
We gotta actually sit up. It has to be 2 days long. So. Yeah, man. Start your own traditions. Do your own thing, man.
I should have started out the part. Did either one of y'all win that $2 billion?
Nah.
Well, you got to be in it to win
answer
it.
this question real quick. I just want to know, what would you do if you won $2 billion?
I won $2 billion.
The cash option was
Like, I would-
$987 million. So
Well, you know what?
I get a new phone.
You get a new,
I get a new number.
phone.
Yeah,
New number.
I get a new number.
First.
First.
you just gonna upgrade to the
I get
14?
a new number. I put everything I got right now on sale. I'll sell everything.
Can I buy some things at a
Yeah, you
discount?
can. Absolutely. I got a Billy.
You get
I'm
the Billy
good.
house.
I got it. I get it. You got it. I'll go. I'll find a private island. No. I'll establish a trust. That's and this isn't the stuff in order. I'll establish a trust. So it's going to be in.
Would you claim the money? Would Rod Brown's face be on?
No, it's going to be XYZ Trust.
Absolutely. That's what I tell you. First,
It's going to be XYZ Trust.
Ain't nobody gonna know that I hit the joint. First and foremost.
Yeah, we are.
Unless you're in a
You're not gonna be at the
state.
gym
Unless
on
you're in a
Monday.
state that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that
But
shit
you got-
gone. Y'all gonna be like, where all go? Y'all gonna be
that's how we
looking for
know.
me. Y'all gonna be looking on for me in departmentofcorrections.com. They're gonna be like, everybody locked up and stuff.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm disappearing. I'm disappearing. Me and the fam, we disappearing.
How long between the time you know you got money?
Yeah.
Between the time you actually are gone?
It's
you gotta play cool for a little bit, right?
Yeah, for a lot bit. Yeah, it's gonna be a minute. Yeah,
I'm out of this.
a
bitch.
year.
I'm gone.
I'm a year.
like,
Day
I'm
he's
giving
not
about a
like
year.
you.
Max.
I'm
No,
giving
you're
about
not.
a
You're
year.
Get that plane real quick. I'll
No,
be right
you're
back.
not hitting me up for no plane.
I'll be back.
You gotta be like,
I'll be right back.
No, you gotta
Run
put
down the
stuff in
street.
play. You gotta get into flight school.
Nah,
You gotta get into flight school first.
You heard
Buy your
what I
plane.
I'm out
Buy-
of this joint, yo. Y'all gonna
Buy your plane
When I call,
so you can
answer
get
the
out of
phone.
here.
You know what I mean? And don't think I'm a bill collector.
Right.
But I call you, I hit you.
Yeah.
Y'all seen the movies, man. Nah, on a real tip, 95% of all people that hit the lottery are broke within 5 years.
Yeah.
Literally.
Why?
You know why?
Why?
Because they never became the person they needed to be to get it, to keep it, sustain it, nurture it, and grow it, and really be able to.
You can't manage
do something.
10,000. You can't manage $2 billion.
Period.
So you think somebody will blow $1 billion?
They're gonna
Easy.
blow it. Yeah, because first thing they're not gonna do is get a trust. They don't know nothing about it. They don't even got a will.
They gonna be
how they gonna get a trust? You understand what I'm saying? Like you don't know nothing about a trust.
Right.
So now if you don't tell nobody, then you ain't got nobody coming to you and say, yo, you need to get a trust. One, you don't trust nobody.
You don't trust nobody.
Now, if a lawyer come and such come, you think everybody wants some money. It's not gonna happen. Yo, Wendy got a aunt, I don't know what aunt, second aunt, whatever, that hit this joint twice. They got this trust set up where the grandkids get money. Everybody get money, right? But in order for them to keep getting their checks, they gotta have a job. Oh man, this joint dope. They making sure that it's so dope. They making sure that they don't never blow through this money.
Yeah, I saw
Oh,
that.
it's so dope.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. She old too. Old.
She old.
Yeah, it's
set
dope.
up.
Yeah. It's super dope.
Yeah, I was when I was a wealth manager. I was sitting in my office one day. Guy came in and he wanted to talk about investments. And so then you could like pull up somebody's account. I don't care who it was, right? And at the time, there were multiple states. So I pulled up his accounts in North Carolina. He was like, I don't like, what do you want? You want to invest like some of your disposable income? He said, nah, I got some money. And so I'm like, all right, like he said, but it's in Virginia. And called this guy right here because he's been helping me in Virginia, but I'm now back in Greensboro, North Carolina. Now I want somebody here to help me. So I'm like, all right. So I log in, whatever, to the Virginia stuff, and I'm like, oh, several M's. Dude hit the lottery for $10 million. He was in college. He was going home. His car broke down. He got on a bus. And you know how buses, they stop everywhere. He stopped at a little convenience store. He gets off, he buys a Mountain Dew, a honey bun, and a lottery ticket.
Was it the icy honey bun or the one that's like just right?
Probably the icy one. The good one.
You know the icy one got like 999 calories.
We don't care about that.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, we don't care. Yeah,
1,000.
My car just broke down. I don't care about that.
Man, guess how I know? I used to read the label in jail. How many calories was in the joint?
Yeah, you need comfort food at this point.
My car broke down.
You need
That was a
comfort
bus.
food. So he buys the one lottery ticket. Sure enough, dude hits for $10 million. Right. So that was probably 3 years before I met him. When I met him and we sat down, we mapped out a plan. We couldn't execute the plan because he owed everybody and their brother. On paper, he was upside down.
Man, I know you ain't owe $10 million though.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yes.
How do you owe? Like where?
So he
like,
he
like
took the
creditors and
payment.
stuff?
Yes. Yeah. He bought everybody a house. Right. So he's in debt. He bought everybody a house. He had at least 2 or 3 cars. Kid stuff, and custom suit every time I saw him, the whole 9 yards. And he was upside down, and we couldn't execute the plan. We had a plan laid out because he took the annuity payment. Took the annuity payment.
So every January he getting his check.
Get about $500,000. Yeah,
Gone.
about $500,000.
It's all gone.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. And just like you said, it's like, man, if you can't, money's just going to make you a bigger what you already are. If you're a big spender, you're going to be a bigger spender if you get a bunch. If you're a big saver, huh?
Balling.
Right.
Yo, you remember earlier I was saying be, do, and have?
That's what you said this morning.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You gotta become, right, through doing, and then you can actually have something. And a lot of people want to skip that process over become over outcome. It's tough, man.
But I bet everybody's heard that statistic and say it's not going to be me.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But eventually they realize or see that it just only makes you a bigger you.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's about what you do with the money. Again, Los and I, we were talking this morning, and we were talking about an emergency fund. And so my thing was, first of all, if you have an emergency fund, you don't know if that emergency fund will cover the so-called emergency. You got $5,000 in your emergency fund. You have a $10,000 emergency. Now, what do you go do? Yeah. And so
I just had a $6,000 emergency. Yeah, it's all good though. I
touched a nerve.
That was a quick second.
Great.
A little sharp. Yeah.
So the thing is, money that is like a lot of money that's left in cash will eventually evaporate if it's not in motion, if you're not doing something with it.
Dead money.
Elon, when he sold, what was the first thing he sold? The PayPal. When he sold PayPal, he went and lived in an apartment because he dumped all of the money into Tesla. And then you think you got billions of dollars, but yeah, he's like, yeah, I gotta go invest in the next thing. I gotta bet on me, invest in the next thing, because that's how it works. It's if I just leave it there, it's not an investment anymore. And when you invest, you're taking a risk of some kind, right? And so money that you have, right, that's just sitting in an account, it will eventually evaporate if you just got cash. So
dead money.
You want to keep it moving.
Well, it's pretty. I mean, that's what he did just now with the 44, right? He took some.
That ain't his money.
Yeah,
he's leveraged to the
y'all
hill.
told me it was Phantom.
He's leveraged to the hill.
Yeah, so he just took some Phantom shit and said, "Let me play with it real quick."
Yeah,
That's a. Who am I?
yeah.
I mean, I don't be tripping with Monopoly. I'm like, yo, what up? Let's rock. That's all he
Do
doing.
you win in Monopoly?
I do.
I win every thing I do, dog, and that's what Elon's saying too.
He is saying that.
I know he is.
You can't. You got to give him some grace.
I'm with him. I'm with whoever that believe in himself like that, man. I'm with him.
Right.
I'm with Ye, Kyrie, all of them. Oh, we ain't want to talk about that. My bad.
No, we can talk.
Hold on, wait. Let me before we get there, right? Before we go over there,
Look at E. Look at E.
let me just say
Ain't
something.
nobody watching this shit that we were talking about for 40 minutes, man. Nobody watching this Twitter shit.
Listen,
I love it.
I want to
Cut
say
this off already. Go ahead, my bad.
I want to say something. You know, I talk about this quite a bit, but there's this concept that we talk about called relationship, right? And so our community has to master relationships, because if the first most important relationship you need to have is with yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? And then you need to have a relationship with your family, your immediate family.
Absolutely.
You need to see the value in your wife, your kids, whoever it is, your spouse, whatever.
Absolutely.
And then if you see the value in that, then you see the value in community. And if everybody in the community does those three things, then we have a community. But before then, we don't have a community.
Right.
Because if I don't value myself, I can't value my family. If I don't value my family, I can't value you.
Right.
So I'm willing to shoot you, do whatever I got to do to get what I got to get from you. I'm willing to disrespect you in simple situations. And so I say that to say we don't have a community because some of our most looked upon athletes and brightest stars took the time to shoot down somebody that was in distress.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Sad.
If my brother came home, my real brother, if my brother came home and he did something that was wrong, I'm gonna say something.
Right.
My family's gonna say something. We might beat him up. We might stop him in the living room. Right? But if the neighbor come over and try to put their hands on him,
Oh, you're
it's a
about
problem.
to jump him.
Right? And so when you understand that, so don't go beat up on your brother in public.
Yeah.
Don't do it, because there's nobody gonna benefit from that except for the ops.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely. I mean, that's 100% truth. If that clip don't go viral, then I don't know what to do. I actually got it on my shirt. It's the art of Ubuntu. I was talking the other day. I was at
got a shirt for everything, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I am because we are, and because we are, therefore I am. That means collectively we're gonna have more power. And like when I look at you, I see me. And before they put out those list of demands to try to whoop my brother in public, I actually saw myself in that man.
What they call that back in slavery? Bucking?
Buck breaking and all that.
breaking.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about it a little bit, but if you can, I said this on one of the earlier podcasts, like what I want for myself, I want for my brothers and sisters. And that also means that I need to be able to have empathy as well, where I can see, and feel your pain when I, come in contact with you and see what you're going through. And that's how we meet people where they're at. So a lot of people can't see themselves, they don't love themselves enough to see themselves in another person's shoes, especially if that person is, wealthy. A lot of people don't look at themselves as a wealthy individual, but I literally sat up here and said that we're all successful people. And to watch a public lynching, I was sensitive to that.
I don't care what he did. I'm not okay with it.
Right. I'm not okay with it. And I'm not going to partake in it. I'm not going to put a lash on his back.
Because some of us were like, I'm still going to listen to R. Kelly. But this, who are you defending here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, I just feel like as a community, we just need to chill on each other. We need to not publicly shame each other. Have that conversation.
I think that is definitely I don't agree with none of the announcers on all these different joints. I don't agree with none of that. A lot of people are not going to agree with the things that I'm saying right now, but I've been entrusted as a leader to see beyond where we are. And for me to come out of a lot of my circumstances is because I did not become the circumstances. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by renewal of the mind. That means you must have some type of vision that is cast beyond where you sit at right now. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people can't watch what's going on with the brothers in the news now with the anti-Semitic stuff that is being spewed and, you know, put on them and all that different type of stuff. They can't see beyond what's happening right now and look at a bigger picture. They can't see that this actually is going to affect all of us.
What do you call it? You call it like looking through the trees to see the forest?
Yep. A lot of people can't see the forest for the trees. And, you know, right now, man, it's tough, man. It's just a lot of green.
Here's something that I think we got to uncondition ourselves with is the word, the deal. I got a deal. I'm about to sign a deal.
Yeah. Yep.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it in just in totality, when you go sign to someone, you're giving away your rights to that person in exchange for a percentage of your talent. Mm-hmm. It only works if they only give you a percentage back. That means you have to make more than they're giving you. Yeah. So always remember, if you go sign a deal and somebody's giving you $1 million, you're probably making them 5 at the moment you hit that dotted line.
Well,
if your yearly contract is 20,
the word deal is like support.
It's trash.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. So don't come to me telling me you got a deal.
A deal. Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You got screwed.
A deal like support. I got a beef with that word.
So what's the alternative? You tell me not to sign a deal.
I got you.
What's my alternative?
And I understand why people do, because they're in situations. Like I remember listening back to that Dave Chappelle. He said, when I started the Chappelle show, I was an expecting father. I was broke. They had to just check. And then I signed a deal. He said, it was wrong. What they gave me was wrong. Yeah, I signed the deal. They didn't give me, but he was like, it is what it is. But at the same point, he learned. He learned from his personal mistakes and was able to go get a deal that was mutually benefiting, right? That's called a partnership. Yeah. There's a difference between signing a deal and doing a partnership. So like when I work with companies, they be like, hey, we want you to be an ambassador. We want you to be, nope. Do you want to do a partnership with me? Right. Because I have something you want and you have something I want. That's called a partnership. And how about this? We'll split it down the middle.
Yeah. You know how we talk about not trading time for money?
Yeah, time for dollars. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of time people are trading their talent for money.
All the time.
And so what it should be about in every situation where you have influence, it should be about equity in every situation. And that's what you're talking about, partnership. And so the quote unquote, the deal should be equitable. It should be also with someone that matches your principles and your morals, right? So let's say Comedy Central that did the deal with Chappelle understood Dave's plight and said, hey, we're going to make this equitable, not equal, but equitable. And it's a whole different picture at that point when we focus on equity. So if you're at a company, if you're working with someone starting a business, it's about equity. Because if not, if you're saying, well, I want to be paid $20 an hour if I'm going to be a partner, again, you're trading your talent, you're trading your time for money. It should be equity in everything that you do. And when you get equity in everything that you do, now you can call some shots. And now when the thing ticks up 10x, you benefit from the tick up.
And you can't get canceled.
And you cannot get canceled because you're a part of the partnership. And you're part of benefiting from the equity.
I think what you're saying is all dope, but I mean, Kanye had equity in the deal. He still got canceled.
He didn't have equity.
Yeah.
He did.
He didn't.
Yeah, he got paid for his talent.
You know, yeah, with some equity too.
No, what he did. So he didn't own equity.
I'll look it up real quick.
No, I know. But here's what you're saying. What he got was a bigger percentage of the shoe deal.
Yeah. He actually got some equity too.
So here's the thing. If that's the case, then they have to cash him out.
Yeah. They can't cancel him.
They cancel him after they cash him out. They just don't care about cashing him out.
They ain't cash him out.
So
because he didn't own a part of Adidas.
Right. So one of the things we were
he didn't own a part of Adidas because they could never do him like that.
Look it up for me real quick. I ain't see the screen ain't changed yet.
I'm looking right now.
I got you.
What happened? Read it out
see
loud.
when it pops up.
It just says they terminated Ye's
Type in, did he have any equity
in Adidas?
With his deal?
So while he's doing that, our brother went to speak to Jackson State University's women's basketball team. And he, like he does all the time, he just blazed the room. And one of the things we were doing, we were coming back, and he said, our community or our culture, we need a culture like A&T, North Carolina A&T, HBCU, one of the best HBCUs, if not the best HBCU in the country.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't even know. I'm not even being facetious. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest and best HBCUs in the country.
One of the oldest,
right? So he said, man, we need a culture like A&T. And so the thing that popped in my head was, wow, to have that, we need segregation.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me started.
No, I want to get you started. That's why I brought it up. Yeah, we need segregation, because when you look back to the Black Wall Streets of the world, not just Tulsa, Oklahoma, but in Durham, North Carolina, in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, a bunch of different cities, Florida, we were in a mode of segregation. Mm-hmm. And in a sense, we have segregation today, because you can go to any major city and say, yo, where's the black neighborhood? Somebody can tell you. Or where's the black church? Mm-hmm. Somebody can tell you, right? Mm-hmm. So there's some sense of segregation today. It just doesn't have the power of wealth.
If you want to know what a black church is, 6 months before any election, just look for it, right?
So
outside.
So how bad do we want to have a lot of the power that we're talking about, a lot of the equity, a lot of the partnerships, because we're going to take care of each other if we have the power in the partnership, right? If we have the thing to split up, the thing to chop up,
you have to.
So what would be wrong with having at least a segregated economy? What would be wrong with that?
The problem, I agree with you, but the problem with that ideology is, before you do that, you have to have the community, and you have to have the relationship with yourself, your family, and that community. Mm-hmm. Because if I don't see you as me, then we ain't working together. Bro.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Period. And I say this all the time, and I'm probably gonna get canceled. I can't. That's right. You don't write my check. Right? Mm-hmm.
One more time. Say that again. Just say that again one more time.
You don't write my check.
That's right.
I'm good. I can go sit down for the rest of my life.
Bar.
The idea is, I personally think the two worst things that happened to African Americans in particular was desegregation and Christianity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't. Not too many people, even Christians, will not disagree with that.
I think Christianity made people very passive, mm-hmm. and we need to be aggressive.
You know why it made people passive? Is because it was taught by black leaders the way it was taught or brought to slaves.
The only thing we could do together when we were slaves was go to church on Sunday.
That's it.
Yeah,
put on your Sunday's best.
That's why we went to church together, to actually put on our Sunday's best. And the Sunday's best was the slave master actually parading his slaves
getting
up.
His tires shine on his car before he went to the car meet.
Same thing. But dressing us up and parading us, and saying that my slaves are dressed better than your slaves.
Well, put on your Sunday best now.
We put on our Sunday's best, and we think it's some dope stuff. But that's why I rock with the church I go to. You can wear whatever you want.
So a lot
Shout
of
out to my bishop,
a lot of
birthday too. Shout out to Bishop Pierce.
And I'm not speaking negative about Christianity in itself.
No,
I'm talking about the time.
Talking about traditions.
Man, listen.
But people don't have emotional intelligence to be able to separate what I just said.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
sometimes you got to go say it.
Everything is about intent.
I appreciate that too.
Everything is about intent, right? So you got some people, you got some leaders, Christian leaders, who have an intent to help people. You got some Christian leaders that have an intent to help themselves.
Enrich themselves. Absolutely. So it's all about intent. But what we're talking about is like ingrained thought, ingrained consciousness that has lasted over 400 years. So how do you undo that part?
Well, we got to seek, and we're talking about knowledge of self. So that ingrained thought is coming from knowledge of self. And what happens is, like, people like Kyrie are seeking knowledge of self. And now that he's found something that has sparked his interest, because he's like, oh man, you know what? I might be I might have come from the original man. Like, oh wow. Like now it's like, yo, since what I want for myself, I want for my brothers and sisters. He like, yo, I'm about to share this. And yo, maybe you should check this out because you might just get the spark that I got to find out that, yo, I come from the original, the earth. Oh my goodness.
You know,
that's crazy.
And I hate to go into this, but the problem I have with that whole thing is it's a 3 hour and I think 33-minute documentary.
Yeah.
Who could agree with something with every single piece and every single second of a 3 hour plus documentary?
We're not.
So to say that his tweet was to say that he agreed with everything in it is just asinine, right? So if that's the case,
I don't even think he wrote a caption on the tweet.
he did not. But if that's the ideology we're going with, so does that mean that every single rap song that the NBA plays in halftime or between the songs or between them dribbling, they agree with everything that artist said in that song or in the album, that one or the
I'm glad you said
if so, then we got beef.
Yeah,
because if you agree with everything that rapper said or everybody you brought up on stage or everybody, then we got beef.
Oh yeah.
So you can't have that ideology on one thing but not everything.
Exactly.
So if that was the case, the stadium got to be silent the whole time.
Right.
If that's the case.
Matter of fact, you got to screen. You got to screen who buy your ticket.
If that's the case, we
because
need to boycott.
I'm sure there's some child molesters in the crowd.
Listen,
Absolutely.
if that's the case, we need to boycott. So forget even screenshotting the joint. This what y'all promoting to 20,000 people after we done paid 30, 40, 50, 80, 200, $5,000 for every seat in that joint. Man, they gonna start making changes. But since we can't see past what's happened, oh, y'all need to make them accountable for this, that, and the third. And oh man, shut up. And dribble. This is what they told him.
No, 100%.
They told him with all that shit, shut up and dribble. And if you want to dribble again, this is what you're gonna do. And he had all the people throwing stones at him, basically saying, shut up and dribble. Even the other dude that they told to shut up and dribble said something.
What if all the Kyries said we're not playing in this league, and they go over to Cube, like you talked about?
Oh man, that would be what we need. That's what we need.
Be a heartbreaker.
Be the revolution.
We had to build stadiums because they wouldn't. We had to play at Rucker.
Let's
That's
build
good
stadiums.
money. That's where we start.
Let's go build stadiums.
And then we all bust there. We all get there.
No, I'm with it. I'm just telling you, they gonna block that.
Yeah, that's cool. Nah, they can't block it because you know what I mean.
No, I'm just talking about the stadiums.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You're going to play. You're going to play in the backyard here.
Oh yeah.
Here.
Yeah, absolutely. We get it. We figure it out.
The Winston-Salem Hornets.
And then we build it.
Half court only though.
And then we build it.
Bojangles Arena in Charlotte.
Yo, I guarantee you'll find somebody to sell you the land.
Oh, I got the land. Don't worry about that.
That's what I'm saying. So we start with selling the tickets, then we start building, and we're gonna play in the backyard for a little while. The Negro League was jumping, and they came and got all the Negroes from the Negro League. Right or wrong?
Right. No facts.
That's where we messed up at.
Facts.
The ABA was jumping.
You know, if Adidas wants to separate from Ye, why they still want his designs that came from his mind?
Because the designs are dope.
Hold on, wait. But we're separating ourselves from this individual
because they can't do nothing without us.
You'll get called by a white person with J's on and a Jordan t-shirt. Facts.
Absolutely.
You get called
That's
by
a whole bar right there.
Yeah, you will. So they want the fruit, right?
But I'm just saying ideology. Like, if you want to separate so far from Ye,
because they can make the rules.
But his designs,
they can make the rules because the designs are going to make money.
But the designs just come from his mind.
They're going to make money. They don't care. They're going to make money with the designs.
Anti-Semitic. So why would you sell something that came from that man if he's not right? Because they should be burning the design.
It's like how they canceled R. Kelly, but then they say, no, but we can still listen to his music. But we gonna send him to jail, but we still gonna play his music.
Nah, this is what they did. They canceled him and then bought his catalog.
Right. I was gonna say, give the catalog away. Give the catalog to the family.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the person, this is what I'm talking about. This is why we can't see the forest for the trees.
You got a deal.
They got a deal. And then now somebody else want to get on a deal. Somebody else want a deal. So it's going to be people that buy the knockoff Yeezy joints.
Them joints is going to be knockoffs. If I see you with some Adidas Yeezys,
you know why? Because they couldn't get them when they was $350.
What are those?
Look, but this was going to happen. They couldn't get them when they was $350, but now they got a deal. They're going to be $120.
And you know what they're gonna do now? They're gonna have jokers take off their shoes and be able to
And
look
see what's
inside.
inside of them.
But if that joint don't got the Yeezy stamp on it,
Don't nobody care. You see all the people with the knockoff Louis bags, the knockoff Gucci joints, they're gonna have all that fake stuff and be rocking it. But it's a certain tier of people that's gonna know, like, yo, we ain't rocking them no more. And that's why we're gonna start with the narrative right now that we ain't rocking them.
joints
Like
that-
So people rock the luxury, quote unquote, luxury brands for significance to borrow that significance. So if they're made insignificant, then
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
won't be purchased.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, here's what you don't understand. There's people that wanted that stuff for forever and couldn't get it then.
They still
so
ain't
those
got it.
people still want it. They're going to get it. There's going to
not
be
the
people
same.
that get it.
It's not the same.
They're
They
not
won't.
the same.
They
people.
won't have the same energy. They
You're-
won't have the same
you're
energy.
right.
It won't have. It
For
won't have
us,
the Yeezy stamp.
It's for
It's
us
not the
because
same.
we've already had that. We've already done that.
Yeah.
So when you look at goofy people now, that's just getting money, that's just getting girls, they look goofy when they're out there trying to impress people with things that we've already done when we were kids.
Right.
When we were younger, because we've been getting money and we've been getting girls. It's the same thing. So now they're going to do more goofy stuff, but we're going to be on to the next, and we're going to have our own stuff. It's all about ownership, man. I'm
So
telling you.
we have some pretty clear cut answers, right? Who do you guys think have the influence to bring the community together to implement this? Because we can talk about what needs to happen forever, but who can like galvanize, black people? I'm not gonna say community, but who can galvanize black people not to have to deal with the stuff that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis?
I can't. The only person that comes to mind to me, and his image has been tarnished by people who haven't read it, is Louis Farrakhan. And like, depending on what you think or what you heard about him in the past, was his.
No, this is the conversation that
What I would say-
we're in the barbershop having a conversation
Yeah.
with black people. So if you're white, and you're watching this, this is what we're talking about and how we're talking about.
What I say
us.
is go listen to his I think it's about 50-minute speech or his how he addressed it, and just
Conversation,
close your eyes and forget who's saying it and just listen to what he's saying.
Yeah.
And he's going to give you, I think, what is a blueprint, and he's publicly fighting for the brothers that are being persecuted and being, what do you call it? What'd you call it? Bucked? Being,
Yeah.
Word.
what is it called?
Lynched, bucked, all that.
Buck
yeah,
broken.
that would
Buck
be-
broken. Okay, who else is on
That's
the short
tough.
list?
I mean, I totally agree with you. I think Farrakhan got to have a meeting. He got to call one. We got to get a couple people with some courage to get up there. But I think, let's just say Farrakhan didn't call a meeting. I think we need to have, like, y'all remember when they had that meeting back in the day with Muhammad Ali,
Lou Alcindor.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It was who else? Jim Brown. It was it was all the big dogs was at this meeting. It was a meeting in Miami,
Right.
I think it was called, right? And they ain't let no reporters in the room and none of that type of stuff. And they all was in the joint. I think even Malcolm was there, Martin was there.
Right.
All the big dogs.
Can't happen
like,
now.
right? But check.
But who are those people?
Check it out. I don't know. We get to Jay-Z's, we get to Oprah's, we get to Tyler Perry's,
Ain't
we get all
happening.
of
Yeah.
Check it. Y'all just gotta listen to me real
I'm
quick.
hearing you out.
Look, and if not, call me up. Let me give y'all some ideas. If somebody knows somebody, you'd be like, yo, the brother had a great idea, hit me up. I'm gonna give y'all this idea, and y'all can have it, y'all can take it and run with it. You can act like it was yours if you just get this video real quick. I swear, that's all you gotta do.
Right.
Yo, all y'all go ahead and meet in Miami again, right? Or meet in Tyler Perry Island somewhere, right? Now, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Check it out. Here's what happened. Go in a room, right? Go in there and talk about nothing, but don't let nobody in. When y'all come out, they're gonna be right there with the cameras and all that. And guess what they're gonna say?
What y'all talk about?
What y'all talk about? And all you gotta do is say nothing. I guarantee you they'd be scared as hell. You hear me? Because if you get the 5 or the 7 or 8 black billionaires
Yeah.
in one room,
Yeah.
get all the Russells, get the Diddy's, get the whoever, get LeBron, get somebody.
LeBron ain't
They don't have to say nothing.
He ain't coming though.
They even Martin
Just
went.
the association, right?
Listen,
I
I bet you if you said that same thing before they had the meeting in Miami,
Yeah.
that everybody would have said, yo, Martin Luther King not going to that meeting.
So So
I bet you.
When you start formulating that list, the thought that I had was these are people with money. Who has influence? Because back then, people had influence that didn't have money, even on the socioeconomic, whatever was the highest rung back then. There were people who had influence, but they weren't on that highest rung of finances or socioeconomic, power.
Yo, so look.
So who can make the list that has influence? Because, like, Max said, LeBron ain't coming. And I think the reason you said that is because that basically means I got to risk these billions that I have. And so.
Nah, they don't have to. Listen, it's no risk.
No, there's risk, bro.
Listen, here's the thing.
Which is fine. The risk is necessary.
Here's what I'm saying is they're all scared to say something by themselves. One, they don't know what to say. Mm-hmm. Two, they don't have enough knowledge of self to say what needs to be said without messing up everything.
So you saying pull the Gideon's army, just walk around the camp, banging stuff, and sound like or imply that there are hundreds of people.
So let me give you the presence is enough.
Let me give you an opposite perspective on why I say they won't even show up. And I know you say they're probably going to say Martin Luther King. The reason why I say that is because a lot of them get their money from the ops. Their career is decided by the ops because they all got deals. Louis Farrakhan don't have that problem, right? Brother Farrakhan, he don't have that problem. So he can speak more freely because the idea of the meeting in today's time, see, cancel culture wasn't back then when Martin and them was popping and doing them things. But in this day, the idea of you going to that meeting in that room is enough for them to cancel your butt.
Cancel culture was very much alive.
They had kill culture.
Sent Muhammad Ali to prison, man.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying.
Listen what I'm saying. These guys were fresh millionaires. These people that I'm talking about run the entire they have everything of their own too. So yes, they get money from this and third. Nobody has to know. So basically you're saying that, look, that 5 of us can't go nowhere together.
No. I'm not saying that.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, because a couple of those
they
people
will
can
see
do
that as a threat and they will eliminate you.
Yeah, a couple of people can do it. Like Tyler Perry, he probably can do it because he owns all this stuff. Oprah owns all of her stuff. So maybe those 2 people, they can be a part of it. But the other people, they at the end of the day, they don't own anything, right?
Let me break it down. Nike separated themselves from Kyrie. Yeah. Nobody asked them to. They just did it. Well, somebody probably asked them to in the background. LeBron just signed a lifetime $1 billion deal with Nike.
Yeah, I totally get it. Yeah. $1 billion what though? Say what's the last
deal?
Word? Deal.
He not.
So bring it down. Let's meet people where they are. Bring it down to change that needs to happen in your community, change that needs to happen in your city. Things that are done unfairly. It's a matter of people taking a risk.
It's top down, bottom up, inside out. We got to get the people that get Diddy in the room. He got the whole.
No, I'm talking about in Greensboro, North Carolina.
I totally get it.
Things going on that people need to get together. And I guess what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to get to is what's the formula for change when you're being mistreated. And I'm take Diddy off the table, bro. I don't believe. I do not believe Diddy is going to be in that room. He won't even walk in the room to say nothing. I don't believe that. Because he's afraid of the association and he's afraid of being
the association
what was
is only going to be the people that we rap. It's only us.
I get it. That's what you say. That's what I say. But tomorrow, when you wake up and your net worth is $20 billion,
all right. So
will you walk in the room?
Here's what I'm saying.
Will you walk in the room?
Yeah, man. That them. I don't give a about 20 billion.
Right.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. I don't give a put me anywhere on God's green earth, I'll triple my worth. Take it from me, I'm gonna get it back. So now, if you take it from me and I can't get it back, it means I never had it. So I'm not scared to lose it because everything I got is right here.
It's not true. You got it through their system. You got it through the ops. You got it through their system, and they have control of their system.
You're not going to tell me that nothing about. All right, listen.
When you have the system, it's a different story.
I have a system of what I believe about myself. So wherever I go, no matter what I have value wherever I go. So people can call me this, they can say that. They said it. It was 122822050. I wore tans. You hear me? I didn't have no clothes or none of that type of shit. I washed my drawers out in the sink. Them their money and all that. You play the game while you in the game, but you have to have knowledge yourself. So I learned the system. I read the code of federal regulations. So I knew how to go all around that and rise up in it and above it so I could do whatever the that I wanted, and they couldn't touch me. I used to beat charges and because I knew yo, they can't do that to you, bruh. This is what you do. Take this up there, say CFR dot such and such, and they're gonna let you back on the pound. And I was doing that when I was down. I was just in there bored, reading, seeking knowledge. Yo, motherfuckers don't know nothing, dog. That's why they around here all scared as hell.
Here's the problem.
I'm telling you.
Here's the problem. They ain't like you.
I understand that. That's why I'm telling you that it's going to be a couple of them that could actually do it. But 5 of them together, you see they changing their narrative now. Yo, that's a little excessive. Now all of them saying that's a little excessive. That's where it started at right there. You just get one motherfucker with a little bit of influence. Guess who was the first one to say it?
I want to see who's going to take
I'm going to tell you.
I know who the first one.
You know who the first one? I'm going to tell you the first one that I heard said. I might not be right, but Floyd Mayweather came out and read a letter, and I said, "Yo, that's what we need right there." And I was with the brother.
You know
man.
who else said it simultaneously?
Who?
John Sally. He just followed me, by the way. Shout out to John Sally.
Shout out to John Sally, man. We just need a couple brothers like that with some influence, and then it'll trickle up, it'll trickle down, and it'll spread all around. But I'm being people like us. So we here. This house gonna happen in Greensboro. We all got what you call it, our own communities. We got platforms and shit like that. We create a narrative amongst our people that actually stands on principles and laws. When that happens, some people gonna agree with you, some people not. But if you can do it and you can stand by your shit and don't switch up tomorrow, then somebody gonna say, you know what? He got a point. And I can rock with that. That's why people rock with me wherever I go, because I'm standing on the same shit since you met me. I'll be like this. And it'd be the same square.
How you be?
It'd be like this with the stands. I hit a freeze on them. You know what I mean? Like I'm straight B-boy from the old school. So you know what I mean? When I hit that pose, I got the
feel
hold
you,
it.
bro. And I see your passion, bro. And I get frustrated as I sit at home and watch this, and I see it. And even though people think I got a lot of power, I wish I had more power. Because I'm a guy that risk it. Because I was saying this stuff a month ago, 3 weeks ago, and if you go read the comments of people calling me the ops for saying certain things, and now everybody's saying it, so now it's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, cool, as long as we on the same page. But I am furious of this public, what do you call it, broke bucking? What is it called?
Buck breaking.
Buck breaking. This buck breaking they trying to do right now. I ain't with it. I'm not with it. I don't like it.
I ain't with it because I just see myself, and I just don't want
exactly.
to.
I see myself as one of those bucks at some point in time.
At some level,
point in time, on some
all
level.
of us are at these guys just happen to be in the spotlight. All of us has been almost, somebody tried to buck break us at some point in time.
Absolutely. And then
and you'll see that with business. You're going to see that with entrepreneurship. You're going to see that on a small level, big level. But when you walk in that room and you got that Lynch attitude,
and the other thing too, man, and you got to agree with this. You got to agree with this. When it comes to buck breaking, right? They try to buck break us, but then we got people in our community that try to buck break us. So now
it's not a community.
Where's the opposition? You know, I don't know where the opposition is. I got to keep my head on a swivel because I know this community is going to try to buck break me. But then now I'm breaking bread with somebody that's going to try to buck break me because that's a whole nother dynamic, right? And I don't know. I hope you're right. I just don't see a Diddy. I don't see a LeBron going in there.
You know who I seen say something that has influence? Rashad from EYL, 19 Keys. They came up with they've done this before, but it's like the state of the culture. Like they talked about it on live. And they were hitting on some of the same points. And they were talking about some of this stuff. And it's like, we may not be like the most powerful EYL, Maxwell, Endgame. We may not be the most powerful, but people are watching us. Yeah. And it can spark an idea in them. Yeah. And all I'm saying through all of this that I'm saying, bro, let's stand up for each other. That's all. Nothing, you can't take anything negative from this other than me saying, yo, I'm gonna stand up for Lynch when he in trouble. I'm gonna stand up for Rod when in trouble, and they're gonna do the same. Absolutely. And if I did something wrong, you know, he gonna pull me to the side. Yo, Max, this is how you should handle it.
And I'm gonna take you, like you said, to the side, behind the curtain.
But when we jump on this other side of the curtain, I got your back.
Absolutely.
Hey, I told y'all that a couple weeks ago. I know. Me and my wife, we have a unified front. We always got the same. We together when we out there. Then we go home and we'll figure it out at the crib. Right. But Out
Not in the
there,
public.
ain't nothing coming between us. We Bonnie and Clyde, we ready to ride.
That's why. So you figured out. You see, you have this thing, right? You figured out self. The relationship with yourself is immaculate. The relationship with your family is immaculate, right? So you have that front. Now we are sitting patiently waiting for everybody else to get those two relationships that you need with yourself and with your family. And when you value yourself and value your family, then we come together as a community, right? Ubuntu, right?
Yep.
So it's real simple. We just have to,
And together and collectively, we have more power.
and we don't even care who's trying to come at us.
Yeah, that's it.
It won't matter.
It won't matter.
We
It won't
unified
because
One.
it's outside.
Community.
It won't matter.
We come together.
I hope to get back to regular podcasts where we continuously talk
it's
about
just-
the end game and business and stuff like that. But this is so important.
Yo, it's the end game. It's the end game for
This is
business.
a part of the end game.
They
Yeah.
losing business. We trying to create business and make business. And if we make the same mistakes and moves that everybody else is making, then it's going to keep going in this vicious cycle. We've been in a 400, 500 year cycle. So if we don't learn from this, then really the dollars and cents or whatever it is that we selling out there, that shit don't matter because
matter.
we're doing dumb.
Pay attention and don't get distracted by the noise.
And just
What's the lesson in this situation?
good,
Don't get distracted by the noise, because the lesson is the thing that's going to advance you.
and understand, use your emotional intelligence. Sometimes the person delivering the message you may not like.
You may not right.
You may not have ever agreed with that person, but you still have to listen to see if that one time is the reason where you separate your emotions and actually listen, because the person's got an important message.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say after this, man. I just wish we stick together. I'm all about it. I can't wait for our book. We got to go to, I think we're going to Harlem soon, right?
Is it Harlem, Brooklyn,
Harlem,
somewhere?
Brooklyn.
I think it's
Yeah,
Harlem, bro, because
yeah,
Brooklyn
yeah.
wasn't it. It was
Yeah,
Harlem.
it's Harlem. Might be
Harlem
Harlem.
felt
Yeah.
stronger when he said it.
Go
I
to
feel that.
Roosters. Go hit Roosters over the head.
What's Roosters?
It's a restaurant. Black-owned restaurant. Yeah. Got to hit Roosters over the head. Matter of fact, it would be dope if we did a live podcast in Roosters.
We got to set it up.
Got to.
We gotta-
I'm trying to go to
Or the
Harlem
Apollo.
soon.
We got to go soon because the book is
Yeah.
supposed to be coming out soon.
Yeah.
Y'all want to go this weekend?
I can't go this
I
weekend.
know you. I'm joking.
Can't go this weekend. I ain't go then.
We got to go
Maybe
before I
next
go to
weekend.
Dubai.
When is that trip?
I leave the 27th. Dubai, Egypt, Dubai.
Yeah. We got to.
Cairo.
Yeah.
Toilet paper? Toilet paper?
No, I'm
Toilet
actually
paper?
going to,
Toilet paper?
I'm
Buy
going
toilet
somewhere.
paper? $1.
All right, bro, I get it. That's you got hustled.
I did.
See, I was with Mama at 5. She knew the
She
game.
knew the deal, right?
I wasn't paying for no toilet paper.
$1.
I ain't paying for no tickets.
$1.
I got my own.
$1.
I'm going to this place in Egypt that is even when we get to Cairo, it's an 8-hour ride. They call it the Oasis. I can't wait to. It is in the middle of the desert. I'm gonna bring some feedback. We're gonna have to go out there.
Man. Pictures, lives, all that, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is the end game. I don't even want to say that.
Podcast.
Yo, like the podcast if you do. If you're not subscribed, just do it.
Absolutely.
If you enjoyed this, leave a comment. If
Man.
not, fuck you.
Tell somebody
We
else. Tell somebody else, because this is, like Max said on the last podcast, I'm giving you the cheat sheet, man. Use the freaking cheat sheet. Look on our paper. Take the information. Be, do, and have. It's the end game.
Nah, we really appreciate y'all. That wasn't like a sincere. It was like a joke. Well, fuck you. We out.
We out. Peace.